A $120,000 sole-sourced government contract was just awarded to a federal Liberal cabinet minister. Isn't that convenient? The government of Canada has just issued a sole-sourced contract for $120,000 to offer 2 classes to Canadian diplomats to ready them for a United Nations Security Council seat that Canada doesn't even have yet. But boy, Justin Trudeau, he would love to be on that Security Council with the likes of Russia and China and the current president of the Security Council, Communist Vietnam. Now, here is the contract on the government procurement website. It reads, the Department of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Development has a requirement for a contractor to offer Government of Canada personnel specialized core training over the course of 2 or more learning events for country teams preparing for membership on the United Nations Security Council. This training must also address thematic and country priorities of interest to Canada and its preparation for a seat on the council. The minimum 2, quote, learning events costing, I guess, $60,000, now normal people would call these things classes or seminars, need to take place between February 24th, 2020 and December 30th, 2020. And this is all slightly presumptuous since Canada doesn't even have a seat on the UN Security Council yet. However, it does look like Trudeau's people already know exactly what they need to do to cozy up to the United Nations Security Council and all the anti-Semitic dictators infesting the United Nations. They just vote against Israel after decades upon decades of allyship with the only stable democracy in all of the Middle East. Now, I mentioned off the hop that this is a sole-sourced contract, meaning there were no bidders because the government has already awarded this contract to the one and only company they say exists on the face of the earth that they think can do the job of training bureaucrats for a position they don't even have yet. It's a New York-based company called Security Council Report, which by its name sounds like it was created just to gobble up this government contract. Here's the contract award document from the government website. The contractor must have an existing team of experts with expertise in the council's mandate, dynamics, working message, and substance of the United Nations Security Council business, including council tools and powers. Now, to be fair, the mainstream media has covered the awarding of this contract already. Sort of. The Canadian press has a somewhat in-depth write-up about the awarding of this contract that went up, like I said, earlier in the week. The mainstream media, however, should have Googled Security Council Report, the New York-based company that was awarded this contract without it going to tender. Because had these journalists looked a little deeper, they would have uncovered a massive liberal cronyism scandal right under their noses. You see, Allan Rock is the chair of Security Council Report. There's a name I haven't heard in a while, but I'll never forget him. Allan Rock was the Liberal Justice Minister responsible for the long gun registry in the 1990s. The only mainstream media to show any skepticism is Global News, who, to their credit, just this morning realized that Allan Rock is indeed in charge of Security Council Report. Now, we've seen this movie before, haven't we? Earlier last year, Gerald Butts' new employer, the Eurasia Group, was suddenly awarded a $200,000 sole source contract by the Trudeau Liberals. This is just how the Liberals reward their friends with your money. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Hey, did you know Rebel News is going on an Alaskan cruise? The cruise leaves July 4th. Goes until July 11th. And if you go to rebelnewscruise.com, you'll see the lineup of outstanding speakers and even get a sneak peek at the boat. That's rebelnewscruise.com.